a traveling light. There's one thing that's right wherever I go. That's where I am.
Are we recording?
We are.
We are recording. What's up, everybody? I feel like I'm on the local news, and I was reapplying my lip chap, as they call it in Canada.
Is that really what they call it in Canada?
Yeah, that's what they call it. Because I call
you guys don't call it lip chap?
No, we call it chapstick.
Oh.
Because it's a chap, a stick. You guys call it lip chap,
Same
and you're
thing.
no,
Tomato.
Yeah, it is
Flavored chips.
color color. Neighbor, neighbor. You crazy Canucks. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome to This Week in Zoltan coming at you. Don't know the episode number, but it doesn't really matter now, does it? We're recording 2 episodes, and I hope your Thanksgiving went well. This is all being recorded early. I don't want to lie. I don't want to tell you.
You feel weird.
Yeah, I feel weird being dishonest. These are canned, all right? It's like when you watch pro wrestling in the 90s. They weren't at a new arena every week filming a new episode of WWF Superstars, all right? They went to Portland, Maine, and they did a 6-hour taping where they filmed all the shows for a damn month on one afternoon in front of parents and their kids. And that's why some episodes, they're a little tired, the audience.
Tell me more.
Tell you more. There is nothing that happens to your face more than when I talk about pro wrestling. It's like, you know when they talk about the life leaving someone's face? And you're like, I was there on my mother's deathbed, and I saw the life actually leave her face. When I bring up professional wrestling, you're like, all right, tell me more.
Or what about when Raw was live and Nitro wasn't? And then Vince McMahon
They gave away.
told everybody that it wasn't live, even though they were implying that it was.
Yes.
And he called out the match and who won and
Yeah.
said, watch us instead.
Exactly.
Yep.
Vince McMahon. Head pooper. He's a real head pooper.
Poopy head, they say in Canada.
Chocolat de mûr. What?
What?
I don't know. Things are getting weird. I just wanted to say demure.
This is our 7th recording of the
Yeah,
day.
we're losing our minds. But anyway, I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. But yeah, every time I bring up pro wrestling, and that's when you brought this up to me yesterday. I am not interested in like things.
I got my nails done yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was so excited to show it to you.
Yeah.
And deep down, I knew you weren't going to be that impressed.
Right.
But I just wanted you to fake it and be like, oh my God, your nails look so fabulous.
Yes.
And you tried.
And I tried.
How'd
And
it go? Can we do a recreation right now?
Yeah.
Reenactment?
Look at my nails.
I got my nails done.
Ooh. Wow. Look at those.
Did you do that same head turn?
Yeah.
To look at the non-existent
And then
audience?
I turned to try to make eye contact with one of the cats. I'm like, oh,
believe this?
Bushy's licking its ass.
She's ripping yours out of your paws. Meanwhile, she's cutting hers. You're going to go paint it up. Wait, is that how it went? Is that inaccurate to your
Kinda
best
close.
recollection?
It was similar.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't do the turn away. I went. Because you know what happens? When you are excited about something and I don't want to let you down, and then my head scrambles for things to say to add on to the conversation we're having. And I got nothing. Dude, I got nothing about nail. Like the only thing that came to my head is the only thing I have related to nails, to your nails, is I think I might have a foot fungus because every time I clip my big toenail, it smells bad in the room. Like I feel like I unleashed a scent pocket that is now wafting into the bedroom.
Sure.
But I'm like, don't bring that up. That's not relative to this.
Why would that ever come up? I got my nails done. My feet stink. What the hell is that?
I'm playing an improv game here. I'm trying to relate.
Sure.
I'm trying to yes and this conversation. And I'm like, they look nice.
You know what a good way to react? Could we try it again and with notes me and you can go over?
Sure.
Do you mind covering your ears? Honestly, just so that you can get an honest reaction, and I'll tell him what I'm thinking, and then you can say if that's good or bad.
All right.
All right, cover your ears.
I'll try my best.
You're in a silent box. You can't hear anything.
So you say the word stop. Can you hear me?
No.
Stop. Say that. Be like,
Stop.
stop.
Yeah.
But do be like,
Yeah, I got you.
Did you hear any of that?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Do it again.
I got my nails done.
Stop. Look at those. Oh, my God.
Did it work?
That's great.
All right. I'm at it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's my favorite one to
I know
do.
it's fake, but it felt good.
Wow.
No, it's not fake because he might genuinely like it, but I think if you just change the perspective a little bit,
Yeah.
I love doing that. That's my stop it.
Wow. I've never said stop with that inflection in my voice before.
It's so good.
Yeah. I'm
It's
going
so
to do
good.
that more now.
Yeah.
Next time we go get a fancy food and they drop off the drink, stop. Look at this.
Stop it, you.
Is that a big citrus papaya? What's
Get
going
outta
on here?
You leave.
You get out of my house
Yeah.
immediately.
That's good.
Knock
I like
it
that.
off.
Thank you, Mike.
That's
so
a good one
good.
too. Yeah.
Maybe you can try that too when I show you wrestling. Because that reaction that you want me to have for your nails, that's the reaction I would like when I show you a replay from the WrestleMania where Shawn Michaels did a moonsault off the, and then Ric Flair
Yeah.
moved and he crashed into the announce table.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah. And then I tell you, he cracked 2 ribs doing that. That's where I'm like, stop. That's where you could come in, huh?
All right, let me try.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
You have to. Your face can't give it away though. That you're not interested. The face is part of it. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Wait, so
Just so
what
you know, we can see you when you say that.
Stop.
We'll work on
I
it.
can't lie.
Yeah, I know. She's too honest. She's too honest. Like, this is crap. Yeah,
That's so
because that's
funny.
every time, like the last time I bought an iPhone, you're like, can you, remember you said, can I open it for you? And I'm like,
I love like peeling
Yeah.
the sleeve.
and then you were doing it, and you're like, are you excited about this? And I'm like, I'm not. And because I'm not excited about phones or stuff, you know. What was the last thing I bought that I got excited about?
I don't know, like an action figure or something.
Oh, yeah. Like if I'm at a vintage store and I find, or we were at that vintage store in upstate New York, that big barn, and I got a Patrick Ewing action figure. You remember the starting lineup ones?
Yeah.
Those ones? I got one of those, and I'm like, this is badass. I was really pumped on that. Anyway, we're here.
There's a perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
Stop.
Stop.
I just can't fake it. I get it. You don't have to react to my nails. We're good.
Now I'm gonna try that stop
We're good.
thing again, and then next time you get your hair done or your nails or you get a new sweater or something, I'm gonna come in hot with this with the good old stop.
Have you lost your mind?
Have you
It's a great one. Because you pull the opposites.
get out of town?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do it. I'll work on my acting skills.
There you go.
Another one is the when you guess things.
Oh yeah, she always asks me to guess the number of something,
Okay.
but then she'll get really mad if I guess correctly or too high.
Okay.
So she'll be like, guess how many orders I got today on Safe Journal, and I'll be like, 50, and she's like, I'm like, what? You told me to guess. She's
Aim
it's
low.
Yeah, she's like, it's 20. So now when she asks me to guess, I have to, there's the first number that comes to my head, and then I cut it in half. And then so then I'll be like, 25. And she'll be like, 32. And then she does a little dance. But
Idiot.
Yeah, you moron. But sometimes you give me things to guess that I have no frame of reference on what a good number, bad number, or in between number is. You'll be like, guess how many website visits I got on safejournal.co this month? I'll be like, I don't know, like 5,000. I'll kill you now. I'll end your life right in front of me. Like, I don't know how many is normal or average. I don't know.
You always got to ask the question though. If it's like, how many whatever visits we get? Like, is this like a guessing game, or do you want me to like? What do you need out of this guess?
That's a really good question I should ask you. What do you need out of my response?
And I'll give it to you.
And I'll give
I
it.
want excitement. And I want you to be proud of me.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank
Yeah, I watched you make something out of nothing. I watched you negotiate with these Chinese
All right,
people.
that's enough.
All right.
I say that every time. Guess how many orders I got? I'm so proud of you.
Here's the thing she wants. You want praise, but then there's also a line, and you're like, stop, I'm getting sweaty. You have a sweet spot with praise,
I
too.
do.
You're like, I want some, but it needs to stop at a point where I'm like, I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You have to stop now. Yeah. Yeah, what was the other thing I wrote? Because you actually, seamless way to bring something up that was in my notes. Well done. Also, no need for me to call it out. I guess that was it. We watched, we didn't get this on the last episode, but I'm going to bring it up now. We watched that movie, We Live in Time, the cancer movie.
Oh, yeah, we started to talk about it last week.
Last week, right
Thanksgiving
before.
week.
Thanksgiving.
Stop.
Stop! Gentlemen.
No stop.
Can't stop. But the cancer movie that you're like, I didn't want to watch a cancer movie because it's sad. And then that wasn't my issue with the movie because I loved I thought the movie was good. It made me feel feelings. I had a couple drinks. I was like thinking of like, I don't know, just relationship and life and loved ones and I don't know, all this stuff. But then I always get caught up because like Hollywood's doing a new thing in movies. I don't know if you've noticed it, but they finally stopped only hiring paper-thin actresses. And I'm seeing beefier broads in these movies. I'm seeing like healthy, not overweight, healthy-looking, normal women in these movies, which I'm liking. And the part I'm not liking is that these healthy-looking women are just emotionally daft. They're all like 12 years old. They don't know they don't talk about their feelings. They've like completely switched places with the female characters of the 90s. Female characters of the 90s were emotionally intelligent, knew what they were feeling and why. And the guy was a dumbass. Just
You
and
put the milk in the glass?
Yeah, just the dumbest people on the planet. And then we're like, can we fix that? But then we overcorrected because now women are, the actresses they choose to portray are like healthy-bodied people, but they're emotionally dumb. And now the guy is just a total nincompoop. He's like, oh, well, is that how you feel? They're just the most emotionally intelligent beings on the planet and ripped. And
Which
I'm like,
sounds like
what happened here?
we have more female writers getting movies produced.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Because men would write their fantasies.
So men were writing men dumb?
Women with big hooters and, big hoots.
That makes sense.
And
that's
men
so
that
right.
are, yeah, I'm the good, but now it's switched.
Wow.
Maybe. I'm just guessing. I would
think
say who wrote the movies that you're looking at, and then that could be a good
I need to
source.
look at it. It's all A24. That's
Probably,
who produced it.
What's the name of this? It was
We Live in Time? Is that what it's called?
It is, yes. And that was written by, and I don't know this to be.
Google can tell us.
Let me tell you. Let me ask you this. Side note:
What?
director, distributor, cinematographer, editor. No writer listed. Shouldn't that be the first?
Who wrote the damn movie?
That's crazy to see. Oh, well, Nick Payne. Anyway, so
It was a fella?
it was a guy.
Maybe he's writing to get hired.
Maybe that's
Because
it. Yeah,
I do think writers eventually.
He's a Broadway writer originally, so he is in touch more with his emotional male characters being emotional. West End and
but
Broadway.
then why are
writer.
the female characters emotionally dumb and inept?
That I can't answer.
I don't that doesn't. I don't know. I guess one character needs to be right.
Sure.
I guess they both can't just be emotionally intelligent, mature people. One needs to be the dumb one, and one needs to be the smart one. And then I guess going back to like body types, it's healthy people. But then there's a scene. Remember when they both went in the bathtub?
Yeah.
Everyone's got a hairless crack. This is what we're being led to assume by Hollywood. I'm supposed to live up to Peter Parker's goddamn crevasse with a hairless crevasse.
I mean, it is doable. You ever thought about getting a little waxaroo?
It looked natural. There was no razor bumps. There was no like
wax.
You don't have an insect in the house. You don't have an insect problem with a couple bug bites in the.
It sounds like you wax.
I don't.
Oh.
I have, but I don't.
My cheeks look
I
like
would.
a 14-year-old teen that just came back from summer camp.
Mine look like my face. Hello. I used to have a bit where I was talking about having heart surgery, and I was like, there's a real curtain match the whole house. It's real matchy-matchy from top to bottom. but it's pretty bad. But I've tried the wax before.
Yeah.
I've gotten a wax.
What do you got to do? Lay on your back, hold your thumbs, like your big thumbs, your big toe.
What?
Like what position
baby.
are you in?
I should have been more specific. I've done it myself. I got a home waxing kit once.
How do you get back there?
What do you pour the hot wax in a funnel?
I do yoga.
Do you use a rear view mirror?
No, it's the. I get in my car.
Get in my car.
I squatted over this camera. No, I got the strips. It's like the pre-done strips. You know what I mean? You never seen those?
No,
You
I know
buy
what
the
you're talking
things,
about.
and you rip it apart. And
Wow.
then you stick it on. It's not wax. I'll say that. It's duct tape.
It's
Because it didn't work, and it took about a week and a half for me to get all of it off. So I don't recommend it, but I'm just saying, give it a shot. Maybe yours is different. Brought to you by the makers of glue. It was
Glue.
a bad idea. It was a terrible idea.
I guess my point is, like, if you're gonna show healthy people, why don't you show real people? You know, with like real leg hair. Like, it's like, for me, it's like bald on the side. I don't know what happens on the sides of my legs, if like it's just like road rash or what it is. But there's no hair on the sides, but then it all makes up for it in the center crevasse, and then up the, oh my God, it's like an Amazon jungle and the forest fire met. And it's like none of that gets shown. Everyone's just a hairless crack. And even the women that they show that are thicker, they're not thick in the right way. They're thick like CrossFit athletes.
They have no cellulite.
There's no cellulite. Where are the wrinkles? Where is the ass with the dimple in it? Everyone's just got a perfectly rounded ass.
Is that what you mean by beefy broads?
Yes. That's what I mean by beefy.
Some people not liking that. They're normal women, beefy broads.
What I mean is like the kettlebell swinging CrossFit athlete, which obviously those women exist, but is that the average human body?
I think what we're supposed to do is movies are supposed to be all achievable. Like I could do that. Like
or relatable.
Or I am that, or I want to be that.
Right.
Right. You don't want to have unless it's like a comedy or a horror, because then I'm scared of that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you can't have.
It's not going to be perfect. I appreciate the effort of trying. Like, I appreciate that
I'm looking for reasons too.
Yeah.
But
I have noticed that all the men are emotionally therapists.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all the men in these new movies are like master's degree in psychology therapists.
Yeah,
and all the
emotionally
women are like, I've had 8 stepdads and I don't know how to love. And I'm like, what? We just switched. We just flip-flop. That's all that happened here. But I guess you need that to tell a story. You both can't be, I guess I'm disproving my own point. And when you're building a movie and having characters, one needs to have this, the other person fills this gap, this person fills that gap.
It can't just be two people being like, me too. Credits roll.
That's
Same.
That's the couple when you go to dinner with them afterwards, you're like, never again.
Oh my
Those
God.
people were annoyingly perfect, and I don't want to see them ever again in my entire life.
Isn't he so right? You guys have been together for 10 years. Grow up. Hate each other a little bit. Despicable. I hate couples that have been together for a long time and they're just, we just get along.
When
We
she
never fight.
Yeah.
we never, yeah.
Yeah. If I wake up scared sometimes. Like, sometimes I wake up and be like, oh shit, what did I do? What do I need to do? What didn't I do?
We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I think there's something. Today's gonna be bad.
This morning I had a text fight because she was like, can you take out the trash on your way out? I go, yeah, of course. And then 5 minutes later, she goes, are you going to remember to take out the trash? And I was like, no, I don't want to take out the trash. And then I forgot to take out the trash.
Oh, no.
And then I got a text. She's like, looky here. And I told her, I said, I think self-consciously, hold on, I'll read exactly what I said. I said, I think subconsciously I chose not to do it. I just was like, you know what? You reminded me. I didn't like that.
I'd be so mad.
And my brain was like, don't do it, dude. She reminded you. Therefore, you have to forget.
What would you say
Yeah.
if I did that?
If you said I
Because I already have it in my head. Like, if that was our text fight, same thing, trash, whatever, and then I forgot.
I don't know. I'd do something back.
Oh, yeah, she's a real revengist, and she would also say the disrespect.
Yeah.
That's a big phrase for her. That's disrespect. The disrespect.
Yeah, couples got to have respect for each other.
I did offer her revenge. I I said, I'm sorry, that was my fault. And then she goes, all good. And I said, just open the bag and throw the trash all over the house. I'll clean it up tonight. If that's what you need.
That's great.
Because I screwed up.
Yeah.
You need to throw trash everywhere. Just don't throw the wet stuff. Throw the dry stuff around. I'll take care of it.
Leave the coffee grind.
Yeah, leave the grinds.
I don't know if you'll relate. What floor is your apartment on?
Second.
Same as us.
Yeah.
All right, so you got one flight of stairs to the bottom.
Yeah.
We got the 2 trash cans down there.
Sure.
And then one of the things she does, she'll be like, I'll do the trash. And I'll be like, oh, that's new. And what you mean by I'll do the trash is you'll gather it. But I still got to take it down. And then there's so much of it. I can tell you're getting heated at me bringing this up. You're like, oh, I feel the phrase coming, the disrespect.
Disrespect.
But I'm like, the hard part is actually taking it down.
Sure.
And then trying to make room in these 2 cans that are already too full. And then we're going to have to punch it in. That's the annoying part of taking out the trash.
The theory in our house is that taking the trash out is a man's job.
I agree.
So that's why
let me do all of it.
Yeah,
and also don't overfill it. I'm very picky about how I want the trash.
Yeah.
Don't overfill it. Also, why is it wet? Mm-hmm. There's a sink. Let's drain it all in there and then throw it in.
Yeah.
You know, I get very picky about the trash, don't I? That's like my little, like my 2 bugaboos are trash and wet towels.
Yeah. It's funny because sometimes I feel like you want me to take out the trash, and sometimes I go to take out the trash. You're like, no, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll take it down. No.
No, because I realize if you do that, then I don't have anything to say in the argument of what have I done today. Like you're taking away one of my checklist things where I'm like, well, I took out the trash when you're over there like I made dinner. And I'm like, well, I took out but if you take out the trash, then I got nothing.
I have to tell her when I have done something good for the house. Because she won't notice. Like, it could be a mess, and I'll scrub it, clean it completely, and she'll nothing. And I'll also have to say, so today, I took out the trash, I did the dishes, I wiped down, and then she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. But unless I tell her word for what I do, she's like, this lazy sack of nothing. He doesn't do anything around here. Unless I tell her what I've done. It's this crazy little quirk that she's got, and I'm like, well, I guess I just have to recount my entire life.
You have to do that with me? How many times have I come home from a trip and you're like, notice anything different? And I'm like, no. I have to track.
You're like, this is a different apartment. Yeah. We moved. This idiot. How did you even know to get here?
Your key didn't work. Yeah, I don't notice anything, dude. No. You could, unless one of the cats is missing, you can get a new couch. And I was like, is that a new throw pillow? What is it? And you're like, I scrubbed the entire house. It's sparkling. It smells like lemons. Yeah. And you're like, oh, thank you so much. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I can't get nothing. I have to announce it. And I don't like it because I don't do it for the praise. You know, I do it because the place is nasty.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
need to get rid of it. But
yeah, it is gross. But we are going to, I guess we didn't bring this up. We are going to start with a fresh place because we're moving back to old San Diego.
What?
Yeah. We didn't tell you about this 4 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago.
Womp womp.
But we're heading back to San Diego. Emma hates the city.
I'm just slowly turning your mics down for the next 30 minutes until no one can hear you, fading into the sunset.
Emma's not a big fan of the city, and she wants some quiet space.
I do not.
You do not?
I do not like the city.
Yeah. What's your biggest gripe with the city?
Just loud.
It's loud.
It's busy. I can't think.
You can't think.
I don't know.
We can hear the neighbors through the plumbing.
It's dusty.
Through the plumbing?
Or the heating. The heating vent.
Really?
Yeah, we can hear the neighbors.
Yeah.
You heard the neighbors argue.
I mean, that's not my biggest gripe. That's entertaining, actually.
That's a positive.
That's a positive.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just loud. It's dusty. It's dirty. I don't have a lot of friends out here. I don't know. It's just not my vibe.
I get that.
Yeah.
And I'm on the road so much that I barely come home anyway. And so she's like, do we have to live here? And I'm like, no, I feel like I'm keeping you prisoner. And be like, no, you stay here. I got to go to Atlanta.
I'm going to store you in this city while I'm gone. Okay.
That's what I was doing. I was storing you like a bike in a storage unit.
That's what you were doing.
And I was coming back, and I'm like, man, these wheels sure are squeaky. Complaining a lot about the city. Gotta oil these wheels. So I'm still gonna fly back a lot, but we are gonna move back to San Diego. We got a place, got the movers coming in. The podcast is gonna continue. We're gonna try to figure out a way to stream Mike in through.
He's sticking around, folks.
Yeah, Mike ain't going anywhere. We're gonna zoom you in, and maybe in a box down below, we'll just have a streamlined video of your face,
Picture in picture.
picture in picture. Yeah, we
And
can see.
occasionally you can put it on golf if you're bored.
We can call you out when you're not paying attention.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, but we had the moving guys come over. We're in an empty apartment right now because we're recording this early.
Yeah. What are you sleeping on?
We didn't get
took
rid of our
our
bed.
bed.
Oh,
So our bed-
mattress on the floor.
No, we still have our bed frame and the
Okay.
bed, which we're going to get rid of. We're running out of days on that. What are we doing with that?
I don't know.
Are we going to leave it?
I don't know.
I wasn't expecting the deposit back.
Does
So we
anyone
can
want
just
a bed?
leave it. Yeah.
You can just put it outside. People will take it
Oh, they've taken
pretty
everything.
quickly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
One time, this was rude. You put out our shoe rack, and then someone took it from the outside and put it in the trash for us. And you were so offended by
Yeah, I
that.
put a pair of Nikes on there too.
And they took the Nikes?
They threw the Nikes in the trash too.
Oh my
I
God.
was so angry. Like, how dare you?
The disrespect.
Disrespect.
Let me write down. That's going to be the name of this episode. The disrespect. But yeah, we hired. What was the name of the moving company we got?
Piece of cake.
Yeah, we hired Piece of Cake, and we did a little influencer deal.
Yeah.
Where I get a little bit of money off the top by making a video.
And they ship cross country. They did.
Yeah, they shipped
Wow.
cross country, and they sent their three best looking. These three Eastern European giant hunks showed up.
And they're the ones driving it.
No, I think they just moved it, and they probably moved it to a bigger truck that's
Yeah,
going.
yeah,
Because
okay.
the truck that they picked it up on, I don't think that's going across the country.
Right.
But they came by, and what we came up with for a funny video is it's called Piece of Cake. So I was like, what if like while they're moving, you just keep panning to me and I'm eating cake while they're like moving all this stuff.
Very on the nose.
Very, a little on the nose.
Did they have to approve the content? All right, that's cool.
And we looked at we went on their Instagram because they do this with a lot of influencers.
do, yeah.
The influencers are they don't do anything.
Yeah.
They just go, we're moving today, and then we hired these guys. It's a collab, and then here's my butt, and then it's just their butt shaking. It's just like, have you seen my big ass? Oh, look at my big ass. And then there's like people working in the background.
That's great.
Yeah, and they're also like kind of rude to the movers because like I saw a video of this girl. They're picking up this box and she's like, I'm gonna sit on the box while you guys move it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I thought it was disrespectful.
Yeah. It's these giant Russians looking for asylum, and then they got to pick up some influencer to move her box for free. And it's
He's like, I remember when I picked up my mother's dead body. But this, I suppose, will do. Okay, well, welcome to America, I suppose.
honestly, what a welcome to America is to come from, because all these guys had thick accents. I don't know what part of Europe, but they're definitely
Either,
European.
Eastern European or comedians.
Definitely.
So many comedians are movers here.
really?
Well, David Drake.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Mike Racine.
Oh, he's a mover too?
Yeah, he has his own moving company now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. There's a bunch. I don't know if he's still doing it, but he did for a very long time.
Wow.
A lot. Kenny DeForest, rest in peace.
Oh, he was a mover
He was a mover
too.
for a long time. Yeah, yeah. A bunch of them.
Interesting. Yeah, these guys that came in were giant monstrosities of human beings.
It is a great way to find out, though, like to really be smacked in the face with New York as a comic. Because I remember one kid, I can't remember his name, but he had just done a half hour with Comedy Central, and he was moving people, and he just moved to New York. I was like, yeah, no one cares, man.
Nobody
cares.
Yeah, you still have to get a job.
You still got to get in there, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that is very true about New York. People don't care what you did outside of New York.
Nope.
There's like its own bubble of hierarchy.
Yeah.
And so there could be someone that's just beloved everywhere, can't sell a ticket with a gun.
Nope.
But they're the king of New York. Not the king, but like well respected within the. Which I actually kind of like that. There's part of me that likes that because that means like no one's gonna come in and get swooped.
You still have to earn your stripes.
Yeah, you
a
still have to
little bit.
earn your stripes,
Yeah.
which I actually like that about. I think New York's like that even outside of comedy.
Yeah.
Just as a general vibe of the city.
Unless you're rich. That changes everything.
Yes, it does. Yeah, if you come in just loaded, you're Dave Merhej, friend of mine. He's
Loaded. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, but he broke down New York so well for us when we first moved. We're like, where you guys living? And I'm like, Park Slope. He's like, you're gonna love New York. It turns out no, but like, but our neighborhood was nice. Yeah, our neighbor. We were near Prospect Park, and he's like, your experience in New York definitely depends on how much money you're coming in with.
Yeah.
If you can afford to live in a nice neighborhood, you're gonna have a very different experience of the city than someone who lives in not that great of a neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a very different, oh, this is wonderful, or, oh, God, how much longer? And, but that's very true. And so anyway, we had these movers come in, and I felt so worthless because they're so strong.
Did you feel like you wanted to help?
Yeah, I had that feeling.
Yeah.
I hated it. I had last time we did it, I had to leave the room or the building. I was like, I can't watch these men outmen me right now.
But we also had to shoot content. So it was like, but I also didn't want to annoy them. So I didn't want to like get in between. I didn't want to slow down their work for my dumb ass because I got to make this video. So I was just in the background eating cake. And I'm like,
nobody told them there was someone shooting. It's just you eating cake.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm like, do they know?
They knew.
Emma's like, they knew that we were shooting someone because they sent their most attractive movers. Like we did this one video, the guy winked. He gave a sexy wink, and then it very quickly panned to me eating cake. It was perfect. It was a perfect shot. No rehearsal. Just nailed it.
Got it, yeah.
Just nailed it.
Boys, bring the couch back in. We're going to do that one more time. Could you imagine? Guys, pull that piano back up the stairs. I have a better idea.
I was so impressed because when we moved out here, we didn't hire movers. We did it ourselves.
Oh, it was hell.
It took like 14 days, I think, to pack all our crap. It took so long.
But we're also like pretty slow.
We're lazy. We're not.
Like, we'll pack a box, like, oh, let's take a break.
Like the funniest thing ever is if you ever see Emma hold a heavy box. And she like, you fall apart from the ankles up. It's like ankles, knee, and it just goes down.
My whole, oh no, my knees.
And then me, I just complain a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I'll like drop things and there's like, I get very short answers. Like, you want something to drink? Yeah. It's a lot of it. No.
Recently, I've learned the trick to getting you to do things.
What's that?
It's so simple, and I can't believe I didn't think of this sooner. I just need to have like a bag of like treats, like cookies or like brownies or something. And
Is that what you have a fanny pack on now at all times?
And I was like, oh, want a treat? You're like, yes. You put it in your mouth. You're like, oh, and then you just do the thing.
We had to get things ready for the movers. And she's like, I need you to go through this stuff. And I was like carrying heavy stuff, getting ready. And I was every time I would even get a little bit, there was just a piece of chocolate in my face. So I'm like, thank you. And then she's like, finally, I figured out the trick. I just got to jam half an Oreo in your face every 15 minutes.
Just a couple pieces of salami. Start clapping. You guys train. That's great.
That's what I need throughout the day. Just someone to come by and pop a chocolate in my
Little
mouth.
treats, tussle your hair.
Little treats, yeah.
All day.
You're looking good.
2 more steps up the stairs.
It feels so good. But yeah,
I'll never move my stuff again, though.
I'll
pay I'll drain my bank account if I have to. If that's what it takes, not doing it.
It's so...
Once you pass a certain age,
you can't do it. We can't hire our friends. They have bad backs.
Oh.
They're all in their 30s now.
Yeah.
Like, I can't... Even if I even called my friends Dane and Jason and those guys, like, help me move, they would just Venmo me money to hire other people. I've done that before. So one time a guy asked me to move, and I Venmoed him $100, and I go, I'm not going to do that. But here's for the cause.
Yeah.
You know?
I hired a comic to move me the last time because I was trying to do the right thing, which I'll never hire a friend again.
No.
Because that was their job. And then I was like, hey, man, I was just like, I would, but I have awful knees, awful back. And he goes, yeah, me too. Like, oh, man. Like, but you, this is your job. Like, why are you doing that to me?
What a jerk of a friend.
That was a terrible, terrible.
Is he comic?
moment. Yeah. But he had like his own truck. It was like a whole thing. I'll tell you who after.
Yeah.
Great guy. Love the guy. Super funny.
But I hate
that
people
moment was like, damn it.
Sometimes people get too comfortable talking to you. Yeah. And then they're like, hey, do you want to do this? And I'd really rather not. And they're like, I do it too. And I'm like, I don't want to be a part of it. Or do you ever have this where people offer you something and then you turn it down and you feel in the text message they're angry at you now?
Give me an example.
Hey, I got a show in Poughkeepsie.
Yeah.
$150 hotel. It's not the best show, but it's available if you want to do it. And you're like, no. Like, I don't.
Oh, you just lie.
Yeah.
I would just lie in that scenario. I'm not available.
Yeah.
Damn, sorry.
No, that's what I do. I go,
yeah.
I'm just not available. And then
Yeah,
they're
no.
like, and then the response is kind of short. Yeah, fine. Like, it's such a quick response. And I'm like, what was that?
I love when they go, hey, do you want to do that? I just happened the other day. Someone was like, hey, send me a tape, or send me your veils. I have a theater in Kentucky that we want you on. And I go, okay, great.
And you
Yes,
send
within
me
minutes. And they go, oh, turns out it's gone. Date's gone. I was like, did you not what's going on here? Like, you just asked me to do it. And I think that they thought I was saying no. I don't know. It was very strange. You send a quick tape. We got you a date here. Here's the tape. Now we're good. It wasn't even enough time for them to watch the tape.
Yeah.
Just them to say no.
It's just,
Thank God. Otherwise, it'd have been like, oh man, was that tape that bad?
it's as the my favorite wrestling announcer Bobby Heenan used to say, a friend in need is a pest.
Yeah.
Hey, can you do X, Y, and Z for me? Hey, how much to where you never asked me?
Yeah, really.
I will pay you
What's
off.
the Bronx Tale? He owes me $20. He'll never give it back to me. Like, you like the guy? No. Well, he's $20. Got rid of that guy for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll
Perfect.
give you $50 to
You
never
just
talk
never
to me
speak to me
again.
again.
You say that all the time.
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
The worst thing that ever happened to me is a savings account. Because, I have a little bit of money, and now I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, we don't have to do that. And then she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, we don't have to do that. I just don't want to do the argument. Because before I used to have the argument, because I used to have to put up with all this crap.
Yeah.
You don't know how many times, I remember one time, there's a comedian that bought a bunch of storage units at auction. That's what he did. And for an extra $100, he hired me and a bunch of other comedians to take a U-Haul van up to L.A., spend the night at a Hampton Inn, and then spend the entire day going through these storage units. $100, man. Just a 2-day job. And I was like, I never want to do... I remember I used to tell myself this because I was poor for most of my life. And every job that I ever did, side job like that, or every day job that I had that I hated, I'm like, the second I get a little bit of money, I'm going to be a menace. I will never do anything ever again.
Yeah.
And Emma's giving me the side eye right now. She's like, money's turning you evil. And I'm like, and we don't even have any yet. Imagine when we actually...
We can only smell it. We haven't even eaten it yet. We haven't even gotten into the bakery.
And I'm still I have this argument with you because I still feel like I'm humble to the sense of I don't have a merch guy. I do my merch unless Dan Bublitz helped me in Denver because he offered.
I'm not going to say the examples.
No, give me the.
This is the platform for
This
that.
is the. What's the examples?
I don't know. You. I feel bad saying it.
No, it's okay. You have my permission.
You were in Denver and you all of a sudden had a driver drive you around for 3 days.
It was a friend. It was we know him.
Paid him to drive you around for 3
I
days.
paid him because he offered to drive me around, and I'm not gonna just do it for and not give him any money.
I'm just saying, it's turning you evil.
You act like I was in a limo. I was a Toyota 4Runner. It wasn't that clean. It was a Toyota. Is that bad?
You paid your buddy gas. Hey, you're driving around. Great. Can I at least pay for gas?
I paid him for more than
right?
gas.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Because it was also his time. It took
if you
up so much.
pay for him, pay him.
Yeah.
He offered,
and
then you gave him money. That's not evil.
All right, fine.
But
there's other examples.
There are other examples. Like when we got to Amsterdam and we wanted to sleep, but the hotel wouldn't let us in.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll pay. I was so tired. I'm like, I'll pay any amount of money to stay at a hotel.
Yeah.
And we ended up finding one that wasn't that expensive.
Right.
But
But
I
it's
would've-
not evil either.
I would have paid I was tired enough. I would have paid $1,000 to take a 5-hour nap. I was that tired.
Mm-hmm.
And we're on vacation. That's when you're supposed to burn money.
And it's my birthday.
And it was your birthday. What do we half-eyed asleep
I
at a
support my birthday.
Oh, it was involving me? You can be evil.
By the way, anytime I have these moments where you're like, it always leads to us having a better day.
It's true.
You know? Like
I think the first time you like break something on purpose and then throw money down, that's when you know you're starting to get evil.
yeah,
You get mad or you do something. Fuck! Here's the money. Pay for that and some extra.
It's not like I'm pulling out a wad of money and slapping a service worker with it.
Yeah.
Like I'm just saying, like, and this started. I remember years ago. One time I had to take a red-eye flight to the East Coast, and I showed. I was living in California, no sleep, red-eye flight, land, and my hotel room's not ready. And I just walk up, and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, your hotel room won't be ready till 3. It's like 10 a.m. or 9 a.m." And I just went, "Okay," and then I just left. Walked across the street to the other hotel. I'm like, "Do you have any rooms available?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "I'll take it." And they're like, "Do you want to know how much?" I'm like, "Don't care." Like,
I prefer you didn't tell me.
Yeah, I'd prefer you didn't.
Here's your chance to make a bonus.
Yeah, swipe this and I'll figure it out at the end of the month. And I did that. And that's the little bit of luxury from being a comedian that made no money to having a little bit of a savings account is now I can afford to have 2 hotel rooms in a town and not use one if I end up showing up and they don't have the room ready.
It's comfort.
I'm
I
not
think
going
with
to torture
comics,
myself.
Your money is going to go towards comfort.
Yeah.
And you're going to, the luxury of leg room, the luxury of, it's just the things you always did before, but with a little bit more, my back doesn't hurt so bad.
Yeah.
That's what the difference is.
'Cause
That's what the money does
I've
to
spent
comics.
most of my years in comedy staying at the roadside motel where there's blood on the curtains and every hour someone's knocking on the door looking for the guy who stayed there the last night.
Yeah.
Those are real stories that I did that so much. I remember one time I did a horrible casino gig in Washington, Snoqualmie or something. And the casino gave me a hotel, but they didn't have any hotels on the property. It was like down the street. It was a hotel not affiliated with the casino. And they gave me a cabin. I kid you not, it smelled like piss. It smelled like a moose or something broke in, pissed all over the room and left. And thankfully the guy that was opening for me, Silas Lindenstein, very funny comic out of Seattle. He might not even do comedy anymore. But he was like, "Hey, you're more than welcome to crash on the couch at my house." And I was like, "Please?"
Have you urinated on that couch lately? Then I'm in.
But I ended up having a more comfortable night on Silas's couch. Silas has a wife and 2 kids, so there's baby crap everywhere. They're crying every 2. I was more comfortable there than the hotel they gave me. And I had so many years of that I'm like, is there a room with a robe? How quickly am I naked and am I in that robe? Like a maniac, going, "Order champagne." So
And then smack the bellhop.
yeah, smack.
You don't have a bellhop? I'm out of this hotel.
Also, I tip the maids.
Of course.
That's the thing. I don't. My mother is a maid at a hotel. Most people don't tip maids,
Right.
And she tells me from experience. And my mother also won't accept my money. I keep trying to give her money. She won't take any. So
Well,
now
you know what you got to do.
Now I tip
Stay
maids.
at her hotel. Just leave cash. I made $500. Wow. Really?
Whoa, tell me about it, Ma.
He was stuffed inside a life journal.
How did they know I like cat? It was stuck in cat card. But yeah. But you're right. It is changing me, but it's changing me in a way that I've always wanted to be.
It's good. As long as you're happy.
Since you knew the person. Well, you do have the origin story for an evil villain.
I do.
Yeah.
I see why people become like Elon Musk. Remember when he was loved?
Yeah.
He has the origin story of a supervillain because there was a time where the public seemingly unanimously loved him.
Yeah.
But he got so loved, like Icarus, he flew too close to the sun and he burned his wings by buying stupid Twitter and then screaming about free speech. And then he became all a Rogan guy. And then even Rogan used to be more beloved by everybody. And it was a little more divisive, started picking more sides. And then just like Elon, now Elon's the rich guy who some people love and some people are hating. And he became a divisive character. But it was because he was loved by the public too much, enjoyed it. And then if you talk enough, people will eventually find a reason to hate you.
Yeah.
Just like this podcast is a disservice to me because eventually I'm going to talk enough to where some people are like, I didn't care for that. I didn't care for that. Maybe if I only listened to a stand-up, I'd like him more because that's more curated. This is what I want you to hear as opposed to just speaking on a live camera. And yeah, like the more people get to know you, people love the climb, but they also like the tear down.
They like the climb. They love the fall.
They love a good fall.
Yeah.
They love a good fall.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, how do you like that? And coming down a little. Remember when everyone loved Pete Davidson?
Yeah.
Like there was that climb, and they're like, "Oh my God, is he with Ariana Grande?" And then that time where he slept with everyone's mothers, and then people started to be like, "I don't." And then he got with Kim Kardashian, and they're like, "All right, dude, this guy needs to be thrown off a bridge."
Yeah.
And he was the same guy the entire time. I think I didn't know him personally, still don't, but like, just everyone. Slowly, articles start getting written about you instead of people just reading your tweets. And then you kind of lose control.
But that has to change you a little bit. That has to make you upset when everyone starts hating on you. Then you're going to become the thing that they're accusing you of.
Yeah, I am whatever you say I am.
If I wasn't, then why would I say I am?
In the paper,
The news.
every day I am.
Radio won't even play my jam.
Maybe that's just the way that I am.
Vanilla Ice. But yeah, it's I don't know. I guess we all. The more you get to know people, the less you end up liking. That's why you never want to meet your heroes. Like I like Charles Bukowski, but the more if I dig too much into Bukowski, I'll be like, I didn't like that. I didn't know he did that.
The Hemingway documentary, the Hemingway Ken Burns. You find too much about that guy, you're like, ugh, I don't like any of these books now.
He's a
found out he was a
womanizer.
philanderer.
Oh yeah, I knew
just
that
big
about
time.
him.
Cheating constantly, drinking, drugging, whatever he wanted to do. As soon as he found someone new, he divorced. He would always marry rich. Mm-hmm. So that way he could just be a writer and not have to worry about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was just self-involved artist.
Yeah. It's tough.
A little bit like me, self-involved. I am a little too selfish. I think I was raised as an only child.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no matter what the situation is, I'm like, oh, what does this have to do with me?
How does this impact me?
Yeah.
I'm like, hello.
I'd like to do this, yeah, but then I gotta go. But I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be more considerate of feelings and stuff.
You are.
Because there's nothing worse than being raised as an only child. Because you're raised to be...
You have a brother.
Yeah, but he came along when I was 13.
Oh, right.
So, like, the majority of my developmental years was
You were an
only
uncle,
child.
basically. You're an older cousin to that kid.
Yeah. That's why he and I don't laugh at the reels we send each other.
Right.
Because he's Gen Z, and I'm a millennial, and then the stuff he sends me, I would have to know about the history of video games to get the joke that he sends me, and I'm sending him some fat guy rolling down a bowling alley.
I can't tell him I'm Googling what's a Chapel Roan. Why? How would I do that?
Yeah, I have no idea what you just said.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, everything I send him is like a portly fella rolling downstairs, and I think farting while he's going, and he soils his pants.
Better than a fart video, though. God, it's so good. I'll never grow up when it comes to farting videos.
Remember in the earlier episodes, you had the little fart?
Oh, yeah, I did have a fart button. I forgot about that.
I forgot about the fart button.
That was the early days. Well, this is the... you don't have to stop talking while I'm looking for my fart
I got a text from a buddy. I was reading the text.
Oh, what did it say?
It's from Stay! That's exactly what it said. That sounded like a chili dog at the fair kind of fart. Ooh.
You were farting in an echo chamber?
That's a
you brought up the wrong memory.
I regret that.
That's when you fart in an empty subway station and then you think you have it all to yourself.
You look back like, is that the train coming?
Good Lord.
It's a good time.
Remember that time I farted at the hotel and there's a guy behind us? Remember that one?
What did it sound like?
It was like 5 a.m. It was loud and obnoxious.
This was probably the most embarrassment I've ever felt in my life.
We came out of our room, Buffalo, New York. So at least the town matched what we were doing. But I left my hotel room. It was so early. I'm like, there's no one else. And we're
5 a.m.
It's 5 a.m. We're headed towards the elevator. And I look at Emma. She looks at me and I go, a big loud one. Turn around, the guy right behind us.
Oh, you just didn't see him. That's...
My peripheral
and then we
only
all
goes
got into
to
the
here.
Elevator together.
And then we got to get in the elevator together. I mean, I never talk in an elevator anyway, but I talked less. There was a negative amount of silence. in an elevator.
I have a hard time not acknowledging other people's farts, especially when you know that they're like, ah, shoot.
Yeah, and the whole time he had like a smile on his face,
Yeah.
like he was about to laugh.
You got to though. Like, so like if I'm in the bathroom, like a public bathroom, and I hear someone rip one, I'll be like, hell yeah, because like, what are we doing?
How funny would that have been, though? Like, we're in the elevator, and he breaks the silence by going, hear that Buffalo church bell? That's what that was.
This whole neighborhood's filled with barking spiders.
Barking.
Excuse me.
Jesus. Oh my God.
I did not know what that was. I apologize. All right, that's enough.
That sounded like someone's last fart. Like, imagine you're all around Grandpa's bedside. He's at the hospital, and then it finally goes beep, and then it's followed by that. It's just every
the
gasp.
death moan. Well, it was called Le Fart de Simon, and so I thought that was gonna be like a real proper like French fart, like fanfan, but it wasn't.
That's from eating veal right there. That's too much veal.
Too much veal.
Oh man, I just got lightheaded from laughing at those farts so
My
hard.
cheeks
Love a good
hurt.
fart.
My God, I think the last time we did that, I had so many comments in under the episode that was like too much toilet humor. And that is something that doesn't get, I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast, but I know you and I have talked about it, where there is a real divide in society where some people think like toilet humor, farts, poops, that kind of thing is the funniest thing on the planet.
Yeah.
And then there's the other half of society that is appalled, offended, and is at no point entertained by that type of humor. And I find I'm sad for those people.
There's no middle ground either.
No.
There's no one like, give or take on a good poop joke.
It's true.
Yeah, it's so true.
You are, you aren't.
You are it. I'm trying to compare it to something. It's caviar, dude. Like, some people love caviar. Some people are like, get those stinky fish eggs away from me.
Yep.
And that's what toilet. I love. Like, this relationship wouldn't work if one of us was like appalled to toilet humor and the other one was like, this is my favorite thing.
I'm just Rolodexing through all the times
Yeah.
you farted, and I can't stop laughing.
I remember the first time I farted in front of you, I covered your ears and I just looked at you and I went, and then I let you go, and then you're like, what was that? And I'm like, I farted. And then that opened the floodgates.
I had one. I was talking about this morning. I had one, and in the bathroom, brushing my teeth, and then from the other 2 rooms away, she goes, "Are you wearing pants?" I was like, "No." She goes, "Yeah, I could tell."
Just from the sound of
The sound of it, she was like, "There's no
There's no
buffer,
filter.
no barrier between the."
That's
Yeah, a pantsless fart, especially out of the shower where everything's still
a good
moist down there.
time.
Yeah, that's a
also hairy butt and not hairy butt.
Oh yeah, that's a muffler, is what that is.
Sure is.
That's a little muffler to dole
One's a
out.
muffler, the other's a cheek slapper. Really moves the skin back and forth.
But yeah, I for the people that aren't into toilet humor, I feel for you. I mean, that is not the house I grew up in. My mom loves a good fart joke. Hey, she loves toilet humor. She loves all that stuff. You know.
My family,
Yeah, not as into it.
No.
But you're into it.
I'm so into it.
And they just pretend nothing's happening.
So, well, yeah,
Yeah.
they deny it.
They deny it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a cultural thing?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just my family.
Sure, sure.
I mean, you would know better than me. The only, like, your family is the Persian culture that I know. So, yeah, I guess I can't compare. But, like, sometimes she'll just burp really loud in front of the whole table. Ah! And it's just so funny to watch my in-laws just go, and then they say something in Farsi, and then she goes, my mom just said, "You are not our daughter." I'm so glad you're not prim and proper, because that wouldn't work for me. Yeah, I'd have to wear a tuxedo at breakfast or something. Like, there we go. Can't take the boy out of the trailer park, or the
No.
trailer park out of the boy, however that statement works.
Tuxedo shirt.
It's a tuxedo shirt.
Was that
My tie crooked?
Sinbad from First Kid?
Yes.
He's like, this is a black tie affair. Well, I got you covered. I'm black and I'm wearing a tie.
Great
Same
line.
thing. Great line.
Great line. God, I love Sinbad.
So funny.
What else did I have written down? I'm totally lost on time. How long have we been yapping?
Well, that's called a brain fart. We're 55.
Oh my God,
This one flew.
these are just going by. I had a thing I wanted to talk, so I'm going to get to this because Emma and I we're big into the movies. And have you ever watched Liam Neeson's Nonstop, where he's an air marshal? It's pretty much Taken
In the air?
in the air.
Sure.
Which Liam Neeson does these movies, but he plays an air marshal, and there's like a terrorist attack happening. But he doesn't know who it is, but people keep dying on this plane. But the movie should be called Liam Neeson Won't Take His Seat.
Sure.
Because they keep asking him, sir, can you please sit down? And he's like, there's a problem on this plane. And every time he gets up to get involved, he keeps making the problem worse.
Right.
And then more people die. And it gets to the point where the plane thinks he's killing the people. And
I like that twist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're framing him to make it look like he's killing the people. He's like, I'm not killing the people. And then, but it's such an unrealistic movie because if any one person, they would just land the plane.
Yeah.
They would land the plane. But they made it like, oh, every 8 minutes someone else is going to die. Let him kill another guy.
Yeah, because just 16 will be on the ground.
Yeah. If everyone sits down, the more I watch action movies now, the more I realize that like these are the cops we protest.
Yeah.
In society, like the whole town's on fire, but they're like, I saved the cat, and you're like, yeah, but grandma's dead. I shouldn't have been holding the cat. like that's what like. I watched John Wick, and the first John Wick makes sense, and I love it. Lost his wife, they stole his dog, they killed his dog, and they stole his car, which is all the guy had. So he kills everybody for 2 hours. Justified. These are justified murders.
All of them.
You watch them and you're like, you missed a guy. And then he goes and kills that guy. And then I watched the second one and I'm like, all right. And then now they got 4. I mean, at some point, someone's got to tell him, like, this is no way to deal with your problems. Like, you got to just go to therapy, man. You're grieving. You're still grieving the loss of your wife. You can't just keep killing all these people. And not to ruin a good action movie, but I still have that thought while I'm watching. I'm just like drifting and shooting a guy in the head. I'm like, this is no way.
I do find myself being like, you know what I would do? And you're like, what would you do, buddy? I like have that fight with myself. Like, oh, would you? You wouldn't even get out of your seat in time because you'd be in the window seat and you'd, sorry, excuse me, sorry. Like you'd fall over before you even got into the aisle.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
not going to do anything, Mike.
I would do something. I stammer when they get my Starbucks order wrong. I'm like, but I'm going to be Mr. Action Hero. And
When they go, Mike, I go, is that me? They go, Mike B? No. sorry, other Mike.
Sorry, other Mike. Oh my God. Yeah, that was the last thing I needed to get in there.
So I guess this is the last episode.
This is the last episode in the studio. And then, but we're going to zoom you in through StreamYard. You're going to have to tell me how that works. I don't know any of that.
It's just a website. You just click it in.
And then I'm going to have like a laptop open, and that's how we're going to see you?
Yeah.
Okay. That's doable.
Yeah.
And we might even have my mom on the show.
Ooh.
I might ship
Live
my
from the
mom
trailer
in.
park? Is she still there?
I'll ship her in. Yeah.
Oh.
I'll bring her down from the trailer park, and she can be all Hungarian. Might have to bring booze on the show because she'll be like she's not an alcoholic or anything, but she's like
Sounds like it.
no, yeah, she won't finish her drink. She just needs a little for encouragement. She goes, I can't be on the TV, and I'm like, it's just YouTube, but it will be on the TV. So who knows? It's exciting. The opportunities, and then I'm going to be flying back a lot. So I can still come in and slip into the studio.
And we'll be in the new studio.
Yeah, you guys are going to
2
move.
weeks, yeah.
You guys are moving to a compound.
Yeah. Multi-studio office complex.
Are you guys still doing live shows there?
Yep.
So
You
when
got it.
I come back, I might put on live shows at this studio space that we can do here in New York.
Yeah, you can do a live this week in Zoltan there with a studio audience.
Oh, cool.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
And we could do a stand-up show.
Yeah, it's going to fit like maybe 30 people.
Oh, that's
Be like
beautiful.
the perfect little tiny desk comedy
Yeah.
vibe. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see it when I come back to visit.
I'm excited to see it, and I haven't even seen it. I can see it in my head, but so far, all I see is numbers on a paper that make me want to put a bullet in. Anyway,
Dreams are expensive
And dumb.
and dumb.
Yes,
Be
they
an
are.
accountant, kids.
You get an account.
Go be an accountant.
Do something boring with a pension, and
Yeah.
you'll be set for life.
Yeah.
What are you gonna miss about New York the most? Sorry to put you on the spot.
Probably the food. I'm very spoiled now
Yeah,
with the food.
yeah. We go to other places and we're like, this is fine, but it's not New York good.
Yeah.
We're those snoots now.
You become that because you get good. Because you get good stuff all the time.
Yeah,
You don't
become
like it, you just go
spoiled.
2 doors down and they got a better version of it right there.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm gonna miss the people watching. I'm gonna miss the subway. There's something about the stink and the dirt that I find artistically inspiring. There's something about like seeing people miserable that like makes them feel more human, as opposed to like going to a nice place where everyone's in yoga pants and they come out of an SUV, and I'm like, I don't think that, I don't like that person. But I see someone in snow boots sweating on a subway train because they don't want to delayer.
Yeah, there's something about like a CMO taking the subway.
Yeah.
You know, you see him in like like Alan Edmond custom shoes and like a suit that costs more than a car, but they're just like holding on to the rail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
they're
can watch.
packed in.
I think the thing I love about New York is you can watch a rich person having a really bad day.
Yes.
And in San Diego, the rich people have great days. The poor people have bad days, but also good days. But the only people you see having a bad day are usually the poor.
And if a rich guy bumps into you, you can be like, you can tell him how you're feeling. You just tell him. You just tell rich people to piss off.
Yeah.
It's a
But
good time.
You're never going to bump into a rich guy in San Diego unless you hit his Maybach or something. Unless you accidentally tap his Maybach, and then he's
Yeah.
not getting out of the car.
You're gonna love San Diego.
Oh, no, I'm going to love it. I grew up there. I'm going to be near my friends. I get to go back to my old boxing gym,
Yeah.
which is which is exciting. I'm going to go do more sparring. I haven't been doing a lot of boxing out here, so I think I got old and slow.
Just mental boxing out here.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I'm like, I'd punch that guy in the face. I'm like, I bet he has a knife. I bet that's not going to go too good for me. But no, I'm excited. And then it'll be nice to come back and visit.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Well, then, end
It's
of an
all
era.
exciting.
But we'll be coming back. It won't be any different for you viewers, but for us, it will be different. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Don't forget, at Big Man Mike. Leave Emma alone on social media, and at Zoltan Comedy and ZoltanComedy.com. Come see me live. And cheers, everybody.
Trekking heavy or traveling light. There's one thing that's right wherever I go. That's where I am.